Do you want to get into filmmaking? Do you not have access to a camera? Do you want to draw attention to yourself in the airport? Okay, maybe not that last thing. What is going on, everybody? Santiago here with Cinema Santi, and I am headed home for the holidays. And today we're looking at the filmmaking side of things. And for those people without access to a camera, we're focusing on that camera that everybody has access to right in their pocket. That's my wallet. It's your smartphone. Let's get to it. Hey everybody, today we're looking at smartphone filmmaking so that you can get to making films right away, right with your smartphone, no other things necessary. I'm just going to go around and shoot a couple things using my iPhone 7, sort of work our way up the levels so that you can see the different tools available to smartphone filmmaking and go with the one that's best for you. But also, if you don't want to wait, you can get started right away. So that's what I like about that. So first of all, we're going to start from scratch. If you already have a phone, you won't face any more cost to go into your phone's native camera app and just start playing around. So in order to fix that constant auto exposure issue, just press and hold anywhere on the screen until you see the yellow square and the message AEAF lock. That means the exposure and focus are now locked in place. You can then slide the exposure up and down to best suit your environment. Since the focus is also locked by doing this, I find it more beneficial to lock the focus I want first, usually by placing my hand or an object in front of the lens at the right distance, and then adjusting the exposure that I need from there. The default frame rate for most smartphones shooting video is 30 frames per second, and the focal length on this iPhone 7 I'm using is around 28mm, so just keep that in mind as you're shooting. But enough technical talk, let's see how it looks. Alright, so in the right places it could do the trick. Stable shots seem to work the best because the phone is so small, it picks up every little vibration with movement. This is a pretty good option if you're just getting started, but let's try the next step up. They're calling my first flight. Hold on just a second and I will see you on the other side. Moving up to smartphone tools that offer you more control over your footage are smartphone apps, and for this I recommend Filmic Pro. It's available for both iPhone and Android phones, and it'll cost you around $15 to use, but compared to a camera, that's nothing, and what you get for it is totally worth it. Go right into the app, and when it starts up, you'll have a whole range of options to use. I like to go for the little target down at the bottom, which opens up the sliders for focus and exposure. You have guides at the top of the screen that turn on exposure tracking as well as focus tracking. With the color tracking mechanism, you'll see that green is good, blue is underexposed, and red is overexposed. And if you have the newer features of the app, you'll see focus peaking kick in right when you start to adjust that focus, with the peak focal areas being highlighted in bright green. Hit that little cog button down at the bottom to open up the settings. And from there you can make a ton of adjustments to suit what you're going for. So in the settings, you can choose frame rates, you can choose resolution and shoot in full HD. I am going to set this footage to 60 frames per second, and to help make the footage look even more cinematic, you can try out different aspect ratios and turn on the grid pattern to make sure your shots fall nicely along those thirds in the frame for cinematic compositions. So let's take a look at the footage. So you can see by using Filmic Pro to shoot at a higher frame rate, you can really cut down on that shakiness by dropping your footage into slow motion. This makes for some really cinematic B-roll footage. There's a lot to get into in this app, so I might do a separate video just talking about the features that Filmic Pro offers. Alright, and that's all I've got for today. I hope everyone has a great holiday season. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.